How are you? 이 동네가 어떠십니까? How are you?
Good. No.
Windermere? No, we came through 87th over Greens. 87th over Greens? Yeah.
이렇게 생겼습니다.
Yeah, and so right across is the place. Yeah, so from here,
머리가 왜 이래? 너무 샤워실이 너무 작다. 여기는 옷장이고요.
yeah, so that's the new city recreation center.
저입니다.
That says it's going to be ready in about 2 years, so fall of 2027. So that's like 15 minutes walking distance. It's coming down towards what, and in here there's already 2 schools, so there's a public school.
여긴 뭐지?
So a lot of amenities that are already here.
나 이거 룸인 줄 알았네.
Yeah,
왜 더럽지?
downtown or a bit more south of Windermere. We have similar project being built in.
자, 투룸입니다.
So same thing, the only difference is that one's kind of like 3.5 stories because it's underground parking. No, so it'll be the same style with no underground parking, so surface parking and no elevator. Main reason that we do that is to keep the canopy low. Yeah, because this one right, the rotary is a little bit higher. Yeah, I think it's like maybe 60.
아, 원입니다.
Will be double the.
Yeah, we look downtown. Usually it's around. Thank you.
너무 예쁜데? 와, 예쁘다. 귀여운데?
Wow, that's a good one. Just bigger than the other one.
underground parking 없어.
I just think that the ones in Windermere is this, but a lot better. Like it's still pretty new. It's not built last year, but it's pretty new. But they still have an elevator and underground parking.
이런 느낌입니다. way better. 너무 예쁘다.
This is like Daniel's house, but a lot bigger.
너무 예쁜데? How much? 어떡해? And interior very well. 와, 나 이거 진짜 dream kitchen.
Kitchens are I really like this. It's very spacious.
진짜?
Hey, this is bigger.
너무 예쁘다. 이것도 볼까? 와, 이거 드레스룸. 너무 좋은데? 타일 너무 좋아.
Yeah, me too.
너무 예쁘다. 안녕 또미. 예쁘다.
Me too.
이거 너무 좋은데?
Yeah, it's very cool. 잘 맞죠?
나 화이트 좋아. 와, 이거 너무 좋다. 좋다. 우와. 여기 또 있어. 이것도 예쁘다. 너무 좋은데? 진짜. 이렇게 인테리어가 중요해.
There's no carpet.
Yeah, I agree. 귀여워. 아이키아 스타일. 이 공주님처럼. Closing. Cozy. 무서워.
The problem is what? Is that if you want to have a rental, your basement you need to build a separate entrance like how my house has. With no separate entrance, it's very hard. But yeah, this is very good for rental.
와,
You just need to build a kitchen where this bookshelf is and it's done.
너무 예쁜데? 와. 이렇게 사무실이고. Baby, I'm recording. 사무실이 있고 화장실이 있습니다. 그리고 1층 있고요.
More soundproofing, 50% less air leakage, and is Class A fire rated. Completeness also means readiness. A Windermere home welcomes home.
화장실입니다. 이게 커서 좋아.
You didn't show the closet.
Services and care that surround it.
You didn't show the closet.
Expert guidance through the body. Personalized design support.
화장실. 화장실이 있고요. 세탁실이 있습니다. 짠. 여기 해가 진짜 강렬하다.
Sorry.
지하입니다. 오, 와우. 와, 방이 진짜 실이. 화장실이고 보일러실입니다. 보일러실이 무슨 내 방만 하네?
Very unique.
Reducing water and energy consumption and preventing heat loss.
Wow, look at this. A couch for the table.
Additionally, you'll be
저희가 오늘 볼 첫 번째 집입니다.
Okay.
They're not muddy or.
Yeah.
So can I ask you guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what, so we don't work,
이런 느낌입니다.
this is like a.
It's not too far away. It's not a deal breaker.
No.
It's not a deal breaker. I just lose things. so it's nice to not have to worry about it. So, yeah, and also the key to work is.
있긴 하네요. 여기 좀 더럽고 화장실이 없네. Wow, what is it?
Sorry. Yeah, this balcony is very nice.
자, 이거 다
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. Houses don't have balconies this big, right?
yeah, very big.
Very interesting. It's that big of a studio, but it's definitely nice to have.
자, 이렇게 생겼습니다. 이렇게 여기가 좋아요?
좋아.
2층 전체적인 느낌. 신기하네. 구조가 진짜 신기한데.
So as we go, just you guys tell me what you like, what you don't like, which ones you like better.
It says,
Yeah.
I'll just get the slide color first with the Windermere just because it's quite.
Yeah.
땡큐. 여기가 살짝
You have pretty high floor.
Yeah.
Feels like third.
And location, great. The unit itself,
Yeah. Well, that's room, right?
most don't.
Yeah.
It would be, two bathrooms.
아, 이거 문이 왜 이래? 문이 이상해. 아, 여기가 first one is better.
Yeah, I agree. The first kitchen is a lot nicer, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think everything about the first apartment is better, except this one. You're close to a lot of things, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really underground heated stalls, two bathrooms.
yeah,
Yeah, this is actually pretty nice.
it's a lot nicer than I expected. Actually,
Yeah.
it's actually kind of like that. It's not it.
Yeah, my wife works in the bell tower, and it's like, and they go,
Nice.
yeah, this is a really nice unit. There's no carpet, it's floor, like,
Again, that also is maybe the same too. The microwave as well.
yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly a nice storage room. Pretty something. Just got a storage to go, but that's okay.
You would.
Very nice to see it when it's furnished.
너무 좋은데?
Yeah, it gives you a perspective, right? Where.
Yeah, I mean, like saw table here. I love this like cubby for a table actually.
Yeah.
They even have power on the same table. Wow. It's not a non university anymore. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, but you would have them plugged in too.
천천히.
No, only the top floor. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's I think my favorite part about it.
100%. Makes it feel so much bigger. Brighter, bigger.
안녕.
Basically the exact same unit, right?
Very similar.
Very.
With the higher price point on this one, I was hoping it'd be on that side over there. Just really, I'm curious why this one is listed at much higher than the other one.
Yeah, I mean, for it being the exact same unit and not become value there, right?
Yeah, like there's no reason to make an offer on this one.
No. Yeah. A little bit of storage.
너무 좋은데?
And how much was the asking price?
175.
Okay.
661 on the condo fees.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 bedroom, 2 bath.
와.
Yeah, the one thing I really don't like, and I think this is why it's a lot cheaper, is that it's very far from the main area.
That's why that first one is.
The location of the first one is.
It's part of why it's part of, and the high ceiling, the top floor, and, you know,
This building, I'm assuming, is older. Probably wood frame.
Yeah, this is 1994. Most of the, you know, 4, 5, 6 level apartments are. It's a pretty cool, the lights.
Yeah.
너무 좋아. 오. 좋은데?
I'll be back. What is that?